The first case on our list is extremely strange and still remains unexplained over 6 years later. The Jamison family, which consisted of Bobby, his wife Sherilyn, and their 6-year-old daughter Madison, went missing on October 8, 2009. The Jamisons had decided that they wanted to move out of their lakefront property to make a fresh start in a new area. On the morning of October 8th, the family traveled 30 miles from their home near Eufaula to a rural area in Oklahoma in hopes of buying a 40-acre plot of land. They drove their white pickup truck to the isolated Sans Bois Mountains, but never returned. On October 16th, the family's abandoned vehicle was found on the side of the road by a Latimer County sheriff. Inside the locked truck were the Jamisons' wallets, IDs, cell phones, a GPS system, around $32,000 in cash, and even the daughter's beloved dog, who was on the edge of starvation. Police quickly launched a huge search operation but found nothing. It wasn't until over 4 years later when they discovered the family's skeletal remains around 3 miles from where their truck was abandoned. An autopsy was performed, but the remains were in such a bad state that the cause of death could not be determined. On the day before their disappearance, security cameras from their home caught the Jamisons as they loaded up their truck. Investigators claimed the pair looked as if they were in a trance-like state, walking from their house to the truck over 20 times without speaking to each other once. The Jamisons were also very thin and emaciated around the time they went missing, which has led to theories that the pair were hooked on crystal meth. However, police found no drugs or drug paraphernalia in the home. Months prior to the disappearance, the Jamisons had become very paranoid and told some of their friends and family that their house was haunted and explained that they had seen spirits. Bobby even informed a pastor of the spirits and had asked whether he could obtain special bullets to shoot them. The Jamisons had both suffered with depression throughout their lives, and Sherilyn had also suffered from bipolar disorder. This photo of 6-year-old Madison was taken in the mountains and was found on Bobby's cell phone inside the truck, and is believed to be the last ever picture taken of her. The family have said that they don't believe Bobby or Sherilyn took the photo, as Madison isn't looking towards the camera, and because she appears to look terrified. There are many theories surrounding this case, from the family getting lost, abduction, a cult sacrifice, a cartel killing, to a murder-suicide. However, over 6 years later, nobody is any closer to knowing what really happened on that day. 20-year-old Amber Tuckero went missing on August 18, 2010. The previous day, Amber, her 14-month-old son, and her female friend flew to Edmonton International Airport from her hometown of Fort McMurray, Alberta. Once the three arrived, they booked themselves into a motel in Nisku, close to the airport, where they could spend the night. The next evening, Amber left the motel to catch a ride into the city of Edmonton. She decided to hitch a ride with an unknown male, which turned out to be the worst mistake of her life. The next day, after not hearing from her, Amber's friend informed her mother, who reported her missing. On August 28, 2012, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police released a 61-second cell phone recording to the public, which captured the conversation Amber had with the unknown man she got a ride with. Police didn't explain how they obtained the recording, but hoped someone could identify the man's voice. Here is the call.
Where are we by?
We're just heading south of Beaumont, or north of Beaumont.
We're heading north of Beaumont. Yo, where are we going?
Just
No, this is a... Are you fucking kidding me? You better not take me anywhere I don't want to go. I want to go into the city. Jeez. Yo, we're not going into the city, are we?
We're going.
No, we're not.
Yes.
Then where the fuck are these roads going to?
50th Street.
50th Street. Are you sure?
Absolutely.
Yo, where are we going?
50th Street.
50th Street?
50th Street.
East, right?
East.
Over now.
Bravo.
Bravo.
Just 4 days after the recording was released to the public, Amber's remains were found by horseback riders on a rural property near Leduc County. In the recording, the unknown driver claimed he was driving north. However, RCMP investigators believe that instead of driving north to the city, he drove southeast along the rural roads of Leduc County. Although police released the 61-second recording, the call actually lasted for 17 minutes, which is practically the amount of time it would take to drive from the motel Amber was last seen to the location where her body was discovered. CBC News has learned that the call actually came from Amber's brother, who was locked up in the Edmonton Remand Center, where all outgoing calls are recorded. Police have said due to the recording, they have received hundreds of tips, but still have not identified the unknown driver.